Hello everyone, so I'm very proud to announce that the first version of the crypto spread trader bot is now accessible to traders. Okay, we're gonna start with a very few traders that we mostly invited. If you're interested to be one of the testers, don't hesitate to contact us, either by commenting the video or by taking contact directly through the website. Okay, so this website, you have a contact page, you can contact us there. Okay, so basically we're going to review the tools that you need to start trading, how to find a market to trade, how to configure the bot. So in order to understand really each element of the configuration, we're going to review the strategy, and we are going to quickly overview the edge, which is a very fast order placement system. Okay, so let's start with the tools. So the first tool we really highly recommend is AltReady. Okay, why this one? You can use CoinEG, for example, but it will never look back in your order history and place the little arrows like this. AltReady does it, meaning if let's say I just installed the software and I did all these trades in the past without having AltReady installed, the only fact that I will refresh, it will automatically update my my arrows on the chart, which is very easy for me afterwards to follow my trades. Also, if I need to override some trade manually, I have the break-even calculator here that according to all my entry points, okay, so you define a date here and it will take all your buy orders or your sell orders, depending if you're shorting or doing a long position. By the way, the crypto spread trader only does long, okay, we don't short, we buy then sell, that's all. So it's very handy, okay, it's a very handy tool. Okay, so that's it. Now we're going to review the crypto spread trader dashboard. Okay, so it looks like this. So here you have a list of your bots, okay, with basic configuration. You can hover on it to have a description. Okay, you can see often the terms SBO and MBO. So SBO is for single buy order and MBO is for multiple buy order. So if it's a single buy order, we'll have a specific trigger to buy and a specific target. The target will not be the same if you have multiple buy orders. Okay, we are going to review all this into details. Here you have the multiple buy order multiplier. Sorry. So this means when we will do if we have a hanging trade, so an executed buy order that hasn't been sold yet, the next buy order will be multiplied, the quantity will be multiplied by this multiplier. Okay, so we recommend using 2, okay, it's fine. And we are going to review more into details all this in a few minutes. So if you click here, you will have the details of your bot. Okay, and you can update your settings. You will have the trades. Okay, so one trade is composed of multiple orders. Okay, multiple buy and sell orders. Okay, because you can have partial fills. So here you have the trade. Underneath you have the orders. Okay, we don't display all the order replacement by default. If you want to see all the orders linked to a trade, you just click here. And it will set the ID here and it will automatically show all the orders. So we can see all the replaced buys. And here you have the logs that are updated regularly. So all this data is updated on a regular interval of 2 seconds. Okay, and here you can see the raw logs of your bot. Please note that when you activate your trading, it will take about 1 minute to activate it, but when you deactivate, it's almost instant. Okay. Okay, so for this I think it's clear. Here you have actions. Okay, so sometimes we need to force the closure of a trade. By forcing, it's only in the database. Okay, there are still a few sometimes there's an order that's missed or a little bug. If you see this kind of bug, you can just force the close. Okay, it will not close the orders. It will just in the system mark this order as finished. Okay, here you can reset the orders. Okay, so often you can try to use it if you see a blocked order, but we're going to go more into details about this later on. Okay, so now that I've overviewed quickly your dashboard, we are going to discuss about the theory. Okay, let's dive into the theory now. Okay, so what does a crypto spread trader do exactly? So you have three market not cycles, but you see what I mean, trends. Okay, sideways, downtrend, or uptrend. When we are in a sideways market, what we are trying to do is to buy at the bottom of this range and sell not at the top really, but for a little profit. Okay, so the system will continuously do this. So we are not trying to take the top or the bottom. We are just trying to be the most active possible in the market. Okay, so how do you calculate this? Basically, on HitBTC, for example, when you open a new account, the maker fees are of 0.09. Okay, so as we buy and sell, these fees will be multiplied by 2. Okay, which equals 0.18% of fee. Okay, this means that when we buy and sell, we need to have a target that is superior to 0.18%. Otherwise, we lose. Okay, so a very achievable target for the start is 0.25%, for example. Okay, meaning that we are going to do 0.07% profit, which is very small, but if you do many trades all day long, it becomes a good enough target. Okay, so how do we configure this? So this strategy is the SBO target, okay, because we are always talking about only one order. Okay, we buy, we sell, we buy, we sell, we buy, we sell. We continue like this. So it's the target of this strategy is the mean profit percent SBO. Okay, here you can see 0.25. And when do we buy? Okay, so it's this configuration, buy below percent SBO. So 0.5. What is this exactly? In fact, the system works on a 5-minute time frame. Okay, it takes some time to load, I don't know why. Okay, now it's loaded. So we are going to see, here's a perfect example of a sideways market. Okay, so we can see that the movement, first of all, we're going to check the movement. The movement is of a 1.90% range. Okay, it's about this. This crypto is very easy to trade because even the spread, if we just buy at the bid and sell at the ask, we are already doing profit. Okay, so this is a kind of good market to start. Okay, NWC, BTC. Okay, so first of all, we check the range. Okay, because of course, if the range of of the noise, okay, if I can call it a noise, is inferior than 0.18, it's completely useless to trade it, okay, because we will never make any profit anyway. So this one is very interesting because we have almost a movement of 2%. Okay, but we are always trying to stay. We don't want to, as I said, take the bottom and the top. We just want to make the most possible trades. Okay, so we're going to try to stay within the middle of this. Even if we buy here and sell here, we don't care. Okay, we just want to make as much trade as we want. So, okay, what is the buy below percent configuration? Basically, it will take a 5-minute chart and take the 10 last candles, okay, and we'll take the highest close of these 10 last candles and we'll compare the current ask with this number. Okay, so let's take from here. Let's take from where we are right now. Okay, so I'm going to do this, go back 10 bars. Okay, so it will take the highest close on these 10 bars, which is this one. Okay, so the price is 0, 0, 0, 15, 68, 33. Okay, so if we go lower than 0.5% of this, come on, which is here, okay, it will start buying. It will start to try to buy. Okay, so how will it buy? It will simply, we only use maker orders, so we only place orders on the limit orders on the top of the order book. Okay, so in this case, as the bid is much lower than the close, minus 0.5% of the highest close on a 10 last candles of a 5-minute chart. Okay, it's a lot of info when I talk about, but it's quite simple actually. It will start buying. Okay, so this is the buy below percent SBO. Okay, so now the target is the min profit percent SBO, which is 0.25. So basically it will try to buy, it will just place limit orders on top of the order book, and when it's hit, it will automatically start to try to sell it. Okay, with a minimum, so where it will buy it, let's say we buy it at this price, okay, the minimum profit will be 0.25%. If we are lower than this, it will just cancel the sell order. If we are higher or at this point, it will try to sell. Okay, and if let's say we put the order here, okay, this red line here, it's the lowest ask, and this green line is the highest bid. Okay, so if our robot, okay, puts the order just after this one, but the other bots which are not ours, okay, try to compete with it and lower the ask, it will continue lowering it until it reached its 0.25%. If the ask goes below this, it will cancel the order. Okay, so I hope I was clear with this. So this is the SBO strategy, the first strategy. You can see here what it looks like in a real live testing. Okay, so you can see it bought here, it went lower, it bought again, then it sell. Okay. Okay, don't mind this one because it's a bad example. I think it might be a partial fill here. So basically, one buy order, one sell order, one buy order, one sell order. You can sometimes you can see multiple one. It's just because it's a partial fill, and it's like this one. I think it's a partial fill here. You see, it started filling, but it did not complete the fill. It completed here, and then it sold here. Buy, sell here, also partial fills. I think. Okay, so this is the SBO configuration. We are actually in a sideways trend. Okay, now what happens if suddenly the market goes down? Okay, just before I go here, if it's an uptrend, it will be the same. Okay, it will, because it will always buy and sell on top as the price goes up. So it will not change anything for us. A perfect example of it is this crypto I took into example, which is you can see we simply followed the uptrend. Simply followed it. Okay, now what happens if the price just suddenly goes down? Okay, this is a tricky part, and this is where the other bot just let you like this. This one has an escape strategy, which is not actually only an escape strategy, because you can make decent profit with it, and you can make bigger targets, hit bigger targets than this first one. So let's say we bought here, and now the market goes down. What we need to do is to lower our break-even price. So to do it, okay, let's say I buy 1 here. To do it, I will start buying 2 times this. So this is the multiplier I just discussed before. Okay. So if I bought the same quantity, okay, my break-even price would be at half of these 2 prices. Okay, by here. But by buying twice this amount, I am lowering my break-even price to 1/3. 1/3, I think, or okay, something like this. But anyway, I'm lowering it here, meaning that it's much easier with a small bounce to get out. Now let's say I miss this bounce, which is very small, and continues going down. I will simply buy 4 here. Okay, so 2 times the previous one. And on this, so this will lower my break-even price even more to here. Okay, and I will be able to hit my break-even price here. So according to the target price I set, I might sell here. Okay, so this is the basic strategy. There's a trader called Quick Fingers Luke. Okay, so this method is quite known on the net as QFL method. Okay, and it consists of lowering the break-even price. Okay, so this is how it acts on a downtrend, and we can see it into action. Let me try to find an example here. Okay, here it's a perfect example. Ah no, okay, because I deactivated the bot. I think it was a test thing. Let me try to find a better example in the past. Okay, it's not in the past here. Okay, you can see an example here. It bought here, it bought again, and it sold here. Okay, this one is a much better one. Okay, perfect. So it started buying here, and the price continued dropping. So it bought again and again. Okay, these are partial fills. That's why you see 2. And again. And on a very small bounce here, puff, it went out. Okay, so the complete, all this thing was sold here. Okay, so this is the second strategy, which is the escape strategy. So by doing this, we ensure that we don't lose any trades. Okay, and now you might think about the money management. How does it work? It's very simple. In fact, you dedicate a lot. By lot, I mean a lot, L-O-T, okay, that you're willing to risk. Okay, so it's usually very small, because when you dedicate this lot, you need to take into account the maximum order possibility. Okay, so let me clarify this with an example. So I highly recommend that you use 4 as a max open trade, okay, because this is the best results I've got with it. And all this configuration about the second strategy is the MBO. Okay, so you have a next trade min drop %. meaning that you will not open another order until the price, so the bid price, is lower from that percent from the previous buy. Okay. Then you have the multiplier. Okay, so it's 2 times. So basically 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and if there's a fourth, it will be 8. Okay, the best deal is a 2 multiplier. You can put more or you can put less, but putting less will not lower your break-even price enough. Then you have the multiple trade profit percent. Okay, so this, okay, is the target. So we want a 2% profit from break-even price if we have multiple orders. Okay, so the second strategy has kicked in. But if we are if there's only one buy order that has been executed, we are going to use this target, the SBO. This allows us to adapt our strategy to the market trend. So how do you ensure that you will not get stuck? Okay, so this is an important thing. It's quite simple. Just have a look at the market. You see how it bounces. Okay, usually I use the 1 hour time frame. And you see basically the drops. Up, and you measure them. So here we see 22%. Here we see 22% again. Okay, here it's a smaller one. Let's say we bought on top, 15. Here it's a big drop, 37. Okay, so now you have an idea. It's between, let's say, 22. The average is 22, but it can go up to almost 40. Okay, so it's 37%. So you always want to be on the safe side. So what is being on the safe side? I will take the biggest drop, 37%. Okay, and I'm going to take this 37% and divide it by 4. Why do I divide it by 4? I'm going to write it here. So 37%, and I divide by 4 simply because I want my maximum open trades to be 4. So I will not be able to buy more than 4 times. So I want on these 4 times to cover the complete layer. So if I divide, okay, let's round it to 40 for it's easier to calculate. So 40 divided by 4, I have 10. Okay, this means that if I want to cover 40%, I need to have a 10% minimum price drop between each orders. Okay, meaning that between this one and that one, I want 10%. Okay, so you can see my configuration here was another one, but I started lower. But if we configure it to 10, the next order will kick in as from here, from the previous one. Okay. So basically, here the next trade minimum drop percent will be 10. For the okay, we are talking about another crypto here. Okay, it's the Bitcoin Cash, but my example is on the NWC. Okay, that's why here it's 6%. But basically, you can put 10% here, meaning that with 4 open trades and a 10% minimum drop, you will be able to cover a full 40% move to the downside, and still not during, I mean by you will still preserve your capital. Okay, so you are willing to risk up to 4 trades with a 2 multiplier on a 40% range. Okay, so if all these orders are hit, you are supposed to have a bounce. Okay, if you simply analyze the previous behavior of the market. Okay, so here you can see there's another 38%. So if you analyze the previous how the market did and the previous time, basically statistically you should be still okay. and you will be able to get out safely. Okay, so don't, in my example I use 40%, but I will recommend that you use 37% in this example, because if you use 40%, there's a lot of chance that you have the first one, second one, third one, but the fourth one will be missed by a few percent. And your break-even price will be very high, and you will just get out here. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, so when you do your calculation, you need to know how much you will put at risk. Okay, so if I have 4 trades with a 2 multiplier, and let's say I'm willing to buy this amount, okay, it will mean that my first order will be this amount, the second one will be 2 times the previous one, the third one it will be the same, and so my total amount I'm willing to risk will be 0.1, so let me do a calculation. It will be 0.15, okay, of the currency you're willing to buy. So for example, if I'm using Bitcoin Cash, in the configuration I have here, I'm willing to have an order, so the minimum size is 0.01, same for the max size, so I will always have this amount. My maximum risk, the maximum amount of Bitcoin Cash I will be able to buy at a moment will be 0.15. Okay, I hope I have been clear on this part. Okay, so basically that's it. Quickly to review the last parameters. The tick size, do not change it. The round quantity is used because some crypto money, like let's say XVG, so Verge, it must be round by 10, but this will be automatically filled. This too, so don't touch this. Why do we have a min and a max order size? This is just to be hidden. Okay, so we will randomly take a quantity between these two range. This allows you to be less visible on the order book. The minimum spread is the minimum spread where the order will be triggered. Okay, so if let's say I put 1%, if the spread is less than 1%, I will simply not be, my buy order will not be triggered. Okay, but the sell order will be triggered in any cases. The anti-spoof spread quantity, so this is something that you see here. There's a guy who lowers the ask with a small quantity of 1. If I set my anti-spoof quantity, let's say to 10, then I will ignore this guy. Okay, even if I put it to 1, I will ignore him because the quantity is 1. Okay, so this will mean that the system, when calculating the spread, will not take this order into account. Okay, so that's it. The buy interval minutes, so the amount of minutes between each buy orders. Keep in mind that if there's one buy order that hasn't been sold yet, we will not launch any other buy order unless the price drops from this percentage from the previous buy. Okay, so I think I've reviewed almost everything. So buy only, this is it's not very useful actually, but it will not sell. Okay, simply don't use it. It was for test purposes. I might remove it. Sell only, this is to only sell. No more buy orders will be done. So this is perfect when you are willing to stop a bot, okay, but you are still in a trade. You just click the sell only, it will only sell. Okay, keep in mind that if the price drop, you will not have another buy order that will be triggered. So this might be a problem for the MBO strategy. Bid always on top and ask always on top. Basically, the system will take the amount you are trying to buy, and if the first one, so let's say I'm willing to sell 10. This guy has only 1, so my order will be behind this guy. okay? But if you want to force the order to be always on top, you click here. Everything you set here is instant. Everything you set here you need to click on the update button in order to get it, to pass it to the robot. Recording active, this feature is not enabled yet, please don't use it. Sell on break-even, this will be removed because basically if you want to sell, so let's say you want to you just want to get out of a trade, even if you lose, okay, you can set a negative number on the target. Okay, let's say you have multiple orders, then the trade profit percent, if I put -2, if the price is -2% from the break-even price, it will start selling. Okay, so you can override and sell at a loss or at break-even by putting 0, by changing this value if it's a multiple order, or this one if it's a single order. The dry run is just to, no orders will be sent to the exchange. Okay, so here now you have the logs. I encourage you to have a look. You will understand maybe better. So here's the condition. So the current price, is it bigger? This is the sell orders. This is the target price. If it's bigger than this is the actual price. If it's bigger or equal than the target price, then the order will be triggered. The current status is false. You have the amount of sell orders. You have the spread real. So this is regarding the anti-spoof system. Okay, if it bypasses an order, the real spread might be smaller than the spread that the system detected. And you have your amount of orders. Okay, so I think I've covered a lot about how to configure it. Here you can set your API keys. Okay, don't forget to set your API key. For now, you can only set one API key for a HitBTC account. Okay, new exchanges will be set later on. Okay, so I think I've covered enough in this video for now. To find the markets, it really depends on what you want to trade. You can trade a very liquid market, like I'm doing with BCH, simply because the movements here have enough amplitude. Or you can go on a less liquid market and trade the spread, like this one, 1%, which is it works, okay, it works very well. The system was made for this kind of market at first. Please keep in mind that you need to have market movement here. If you don't have any market orders, then your limit orders will never be touched, okay, so it will not work. So you need to check here that you have enough movement. Okay, you can say basically every 1 to 5 minutes there's some movement, so it's fine enough. But if you see that there are 4 hours difference between each order, I think it's not a good market to trade. Okay, so this has been said about found the markets. Okay, basically the edge, I guess you understood now what it does. It always tries to keep you on top of the order book. By doing this, you will always have taker fees, which are more interesting. You will always have maker fees, which is always better than taker fees, because the exchange encourage people to add liquidity, and you are adding liquidity. And also by trading all day like this, you move a lot of volume, which lower also your fees on your exchange. So, okay guys, I hope I've been clear enough. I might do other videos to maybe simplify what I just said, but globally I think you have all the information you need to start using the bot. You can also take a tour. Okay, we fill all this and you will have more explanation. Okay, so this tour is different from here to the trader dashboard. Okay, so you can have a look at both. Most of the elements that need clarification have pop-ups, okay, small tooltips to explain what it does exactly. Now, yes, last thing, so when you have multiple orders, it creates a group. Okay, so here you will have a group. If you hover on the group, you will have the average buying price, which is the break-even price of the group, and overrides the individual average buy price. Okay, you have a fee here, you have a request time in milliseconds. Okay, we are working actively on this to give better and better request times. And now what can I say? I think that's all. You can filter here, open trades, etc. Please keep in mind also that the orders, in order to clean up the database and have higher performance, we remove all the orders once the trade is closed. Okay, so if you see orders disappearing here, it's perfectly normal. And yes, that's it. So when you start trading, you can follow what your robot does with the AltReady to have a visual interface. Otherwise, you can just see here or directly in HitBTC. Please check it at least twice a day. Okay, sometimes you might have decimal issues, so you can see a quantity that's with many decimals. This can be a bug and might block a trade, so you can manually close it. Also, if you see open orders, if it's written here that you have an open order but you don't see an open order on HitBTC, this also might be a bug. There will be a button added here by tomorrow where you can manually define this order as closed. Okay, it will not inform HitBTC, it will just update our current database. Okay, if these are two separate databases, and yeah, so just keep an eye on this. All these bugs will be fixed within time, but you should be perfectly fine. It happens very rarely, but with a good checkup of twice a day, it should be fine. Yeah, and you can also use this, use your robots manually if you want. So monitor your trades live and adjust your parameters live to the current market. Also here you can click to activate and deactivate your bot. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for having watched this video, and see you soon. Bye.